everybody, Andrew the Moo here, and restarting the modem seemed to do the trick. It's actually, I haven't dropped a frame since I've started this, and so this seems to be what I needed to do. And so we're back into speed dating for ghosts, as if we never missed or dropped a beat a minute ago. So let's try this again. And here's our horned ghost. Hello there. You must be here for speed dating. My name's Fran. And hey, yay, he's back. Yes, I am back. Guess who's back? Back again. Moo is back. Tell your friends. Seriously, I need a watch base. No, I'm happy with the watch base that I've got. I really am glad that I have the people here that I do. Something joke. My name's Earl. We can have the children, Robbie, Charlene, and Baby in that particular order. If you get that joke, then awesome. Hello Soy, hello Bubba. I hope you guys are having a great night. Fran runs this little operation of speed dating. So again, it's nice to meet you, Fran. Yes, I am a nice one. Well, I am hopefully a kind ghost here.
We don't know me very well.
Yeah, we don't know me very well, that's right. Nice ones, sad ones, a few spooky customers. Your head is tilted in a very strange way, Fran, and I'm kind of curious as to why. It gets lonely being a ghost. Well, it has been pretty difficult. It has? Wonderful! Then let's get started. We've got 3 rooms set up, each with their own super fun themes. You pick one and sit at a table. Well, then what? Another ghost who also signed up sits across from you. This is Steam. I think it's on PS4. I'm actually playing this on the Switch at the moment. I think this may be on the Xbox One as well. It's on multiple platforms. I do know Steam and Switch. I can at least give you those two. You'll have a few minutes to get to know them. Then a bell rings, and you switch seats. And as I may mention before, as the joke went, if you're watching this later on, hit that bell and subscribe to the Moo channel. Or if you're watching right now, do give us a follow if you enjoy what you see. Just like that. In all, you'll meet 3 ghosts over 2 rounds. And at the end, you get to choose your favorite. If they like you too, you go on a date. How does all that sound? We'll see. It'll be an experience at least. First things first, though. Alright, so we get to pick what room we go into, and I've already seen one of these rooms. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, I've actually seen a little bit of this earlier. I played a round of this just to see what the game was like, and then deleted my save file, just so I could start things fresh. We have the Room of Palms, the Room of Liars, and the Room of Black. So, I saw the Room of Black last. We're going to see either the Palms or... Let's start with Liars, okay? We'll start with the Room of Liars. And we'll move... This won't take long, so we'll end up doing a bunch of rounds of this. The Room of Liars looks a bit like a conference hall. The kind you might see in an airport hotel. There was a meeting of regional managers here yesterday, followed by some couple's 65th anniversary in the evening. They left a few balloons behind. Worn, plush stacked chairs are set on either side of lacquered oak tables. In one corner, there are wine glasses and a metal pitcher of water, alongside a stainless steel urn for coffee. I like how the Steam page notes hard choices is a feature. We'll see how hard these choices are, Soy. Ghosts don't need coffee. If I remember correctly, people who play this game get to make some of these, and so, we'll just see. One particularly nervous ghost is holding a cup anyway. Some habits never die. Alright, first bell. Let's see who we've got. The bell rings and a ghost appears. Oh, hello there. My ghost! Oh, sorry. Of course you're a ghost. We all are. I'm still not used to this whole being dead thing. Okay, let's pause for a moment. Dude, you look like you're either melting, covered in sweat, and you have horns, so I'm kind of curious about you. We'll just be nice to you, though, okay? We'll be nice. I'm not used to it either. Nothing prepares you for this life. Except, this isn't life. Well, that's why it's called death. Post-life? Post-life works. I feel so lost. When I used to have anxiety oh wow, this just hit home. That just hit home. I'd focus on my breathing. Listen to my heart beating. Oh, that's not what I want to do when I'm having a panic attack. Now I can't breathe. I don't even have blood. What does that mean? It mean So what we're wanting to do is...
Take it one step at a time.
Yeah, that seems to be the right answer, is take it one step at a time. That's what I was going to go with. Oh, great. I'm going to get anxiety watching a stream featuring anxiety. Steps. Yeah, that's a good one. It took me forever just to learn to walk on solid... Dude, you can't float? I mean, you're floating right now.
I'm confused.
Yeah, like, dude. Okay? When I first woke up, after I died, I fell right through my coffin. Through my own body. Down, down, down. Into the bedrock. It was so dark. Well, that... Okay, so, I'm gonna go with... That sounds awful? It was. I will never forget the confusion. The helplessness. I seized up. Alright, time out. Now, he fell out of his body, through the coffin, and into the ground. But didn't he die before he wound up in the coffin? Or was the dude murdered? That stopped me from falling. It was like my whole body became corporeal. That would actually give me anxiety right there.
Is that how you pronounce that word? I thought it was corporeal.
No, corporeal. I think it's corporeal. Or I may be over-enunciating, I don't know. Not flesh. Just like... You know how if you concentrate, you can pick up objects? Like that.
I thought
Except, I was the object. And the earth was holding me. It was so quiet there. Stuck in solid rock. Okay.
I figured it out.
Who's playing this game? I got you interested in this, don't I?
Yeah.
Alright, I pulled myself up. Away from the heat below. Define heat if you don't mind, please. Sort of clawed my way to the surface. Through the earth. I felt the rock moving through me.
He was buried in the body.
Ah! As the bell rang. The bell rings. Oh, that was just the bell. Ooh. Thank you for listening. I guess we'll talk more in a bit. So that's basically how this game works. Hopefully the other ghosts are as nice as you. Yeah, so that's how this game works. We're basically talking to ghosts. Another ghost appears.
Instead of interview with a vampire, you have interview with a ghost.
Yes. Well, look what we have here. The ghost voice creaks like ancient wood.
Nice.
The name's Spooky Peter. He tips his hat. Dude, you look like you're in the process of, like, fading away.
And
Dust spills off the brim.
He also looks like...
Yes, a plague doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you do? I think that's why I'm giving him kind of an accent. You seem ancient. My record of hauntings, it goes back long as the door. Since the Black Death took me in 65. Like,
Okay.
1665, that's what I was about to say, is what, 1665? So yeah, you beat me to it there, Black Peter. I thought the plague was earlier. When was the plague?
I don't know the dates on that one.
I'm just going to say
It sounds actually about right to be 1665.
I'm just going to say you've seen a lot of them. History happened. Wars. Revolutions. Mostly I read about these things. Mostly I keep to my own. Spooking and scaring. Gotten pretty good at it. Even been in books. Not always in name, mind you. But you can tell when it's me. The top hat. The fear. All hot and sick. Nobody spooks 'em like Spooky Peter.
Did he create the plague?
I have no clue. Are you the devil?
Yeah, that's what I would ask.
Just one of his helpers. Okay, so we have a demon
Created
here.
the plague.
We have a demon here. You could be too. There's something in your eyes. Potential. The Plague, October 7th, 1980. The Plague, December 31st, 2019.
Yeah. December.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to December yet.
2019, sweetheart, not 2020. It started around December 31st,
You're right.
2019. Teach me your spooky ways. Now. Spooky Peter doesn't just teach anybody. A rock has potential. Before you throw it through a window, what makes you any better? I turn milk into worms. I make unplugged stereos blast music. I can pull my face off. I'm going to go with... This reminds me of Corinne Cross, this middle one.
What?
There was a game I played last year called Corinne Cross's Dead and Breakfast. There was a character that blasted music from an unplugged stereo. So, I want to turn milk into worms. Grosser fare, eh? I suppose I can see that working. Especially if they're drinking the milk when it happens. Oh. Worms is a leap, though. Maggots will blend in a little better. People are spooked by the unexpected. Messing with something familiar like that, it can be pretty spooky, for sure. No way are they going near milk again. Spooky Peter laughs. Plong plong, or coughs, it's hard to tell. So how is that for a lesson? Basic? Useful? Good. There's more where that came from. If a legendary spooking is what you're after, and Spooky Peter's gonna take you under his wing, so to speak, you'll need a solid foundation. It's all about knowing your audience. Corinne Cross, wasn't that game? Yes, that was the game with the awesome shopkeeper. By the way, just a reminder, eat your bananas. A good spooking is in the details. And there's the bell. Yes, that had your favorite shopkeeper, Soy. The Russian gentleman whose name I cannot remember to save my life. I want to say Dmitri, but who knows. The bell. It means we move on. Guess I'll be seeing you when I come back around. When the man comes around. A thick layer of dust now covers the table. Was he like a zombie or something? But he did fit in with the plague doctor. Another ghost appears. Hello? Want to make some money? What? Excuse me? Do you want to make some money? Dollar bills. Cashola. You know the stuff. Look, I understand what money is, but I'm dead, okay? Good. Then you should understand why I want more. You look like a shark, man. Literally a shark man. Dmitri Banananov. Yes, that was his name. Dmitri Banananov. That's probably his name. Okay. This is a singles mixer, or do ghosts even need money? Do ghosts even need money? Technically, no.
I heard seed money for a minute.
Well, seed money, that works too. We don't buy things, but money buys something else now. Favors with the breathers. Influence. Information. The living always want the money. The living buy plenty. The name's Leon, by the way. I rob banks. Don't judge. I'm judging him right now. You rob banks? Nice to meet you, Leon. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Yeah, I hear you. Who robs banks? I sure don't. Wink, wink. What? I'm serious. Then don't rob a bank with me. My team needs to be committed. 100%. Eyes on the prize. You clearly don't have what it takes. You'd probably get us caught. I'm dead, so there's no getting caught unless the Ghostbusters are going to come onto the scene. I'm good to go at the moment. I'm dropping frames again. Awesome. I wouldn't go that far. Huh. Confidence. I like that. In all seriousness, are you really not interested? I mean, what's more exciting than robbing a bank as a ghost? Who else get off of that kind of fun? Nobody but Leon. I'm not interested, alright? Then we're done here. The bell rings. Bye. I don't think we're going to see him for a second round. I'm just guessing at the moment that that's the way this is going to end. That was weird. Yes, that definitely was weird. Back to the anxiety ghost. The second round begins. Alright, please don't scream at me. The other ghosts, oh, they were awful. Leon's just a creep, and Spooky Peter, the name is earned. Oof. Also, I think I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Kaio. Sorry. I'm the kid from the PBS show. Kaio, you know. I think that's actually Caillou, but this works here. There's no need to be sorry. No need, sure. I'm still sorry, though. My anxiety gets the best of me. And social situations are tough. This one especially. Leon's a piece of work. I'll say, he actually asked me to rob a bank. Can you believe that? When I told Fran. You told Fran? I feel like I had to. Oh, does this make me a snitch? Do you think Leon will find out? Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Look, it's probably for the best. We're gonna go with that. That is probably for the best at this moment, and we'll run from there with it. Okay? You're right? Who comes to speed dating? Looking for bank robbers. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. Looking for bank robbers. Leon's got some guts. Or whatever the ghost equivalent is. Oh boy. Oh, I'm trying my best not to channel the spirit of Biz Markie at the moment, but so you make it real hard. When you say it's just a pun, you say it's just a pun. Oh, soy bomb you. Sorry. What are my choices here? Your speed.
You gotta see that movie again now.
Oh. Yes, that would be a very the Book of Love, was it?
Life.
The Book of Life. Yes, the Book of Life. Love is involved in it. So, good gravy. Yikes, that impression sounded... Look, here's the thing, dude.
Oh, baby.
I mean, if we really stop and pause and consider the elements of what's going on here, it's Biz Markie. Alright? You know, I don't think my singing can get any worse than what Biz Markie pulled off. I'm just trying to say right now.
What is Biz Markie?
Biz Markie is the guy that sang the original song.
Oh.
My wife was wanting to know what I was talking about. I was like, I'm talking about Biz Markie, the greatest
See,
musician known.
I thought I heard it like it was an adjective.
No.
Biz Markie. And I'm like, what is that?
That was literally his name was Biz Markie.
Wait, Biz Mark?
No,
Or
just
oh,
Biz
one
Markie.
word? Okay.
Okay. I'm sure thankful. I can't remember his voice now. I'm sure thankful for that. At best, dating ghosts is frustrating. Everyone asks the same thing. How did you die? What was your life like? If we were alive, the questions would be like, what kind of food do you like? What's your favorite movie? I've made him into a Jew now for some reason. Dying doesn't make people more interesting. It's Videodrome, by the way. I don't know what's wrong with me and where these voices just go everywhere. My favorite movie, I mean. I don't know. I'm just letting these voices carry me wherever they want to go. How did you die? What was your life like? Long live the new flesh. Let's go with that. Ha! You know it. Sometimes I feel like a VCR.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious as to this VCR thing. Obsolete! Out of date! No new stories to tell! Well, that's the wonderful thing about being dead. We can find some new stories. Maybe. Or we can just rewatch old ones. You missed things the first time. So, do you still want to hear how I died? If you want to talk about it. Might as well get it out of the way. Wow, this game has a very literal title. Yes, it's speed dating with ghosts. Literally. I was in film studies, working my way toward a PhD. In debt, always pretty sad. I had good friends though. I was always studying. One weekend they convinced me not to study. They said we should go to the lake instead. I couldn't swim. I never learned. Oh, that would explain the reason why he looks the way he looks. I thought he was sweating. His ghost may have taken on the effect of how he died. You see where this is going. I drowned. Everything went black and quiet. I wake up dead in a fancy wooden box. Under 6 feet of dirt! That's when I fell deeper. Like I told you before, I hate thinking about it. Why do I always dwell on the bad stuff? Well, what's your favorite food? The ultimate downer. I promise I can be fun. What should we do after this? Let's go swimming. We could go for coffee. How about we just go see a movie? See if they're playing Videodrome. I do love movies. But that's not a great first date. Sitting quietly in the dark before we watch a movie. I need to get to know you better. Be sure you'll watch a movie with me material. Carnival's in town. You're joking, right? Crowds of people, giant stuffed garbage animals, collapsible rides put together overnight? Yeah, no. Tell you what, I'll come up with something. Something a little different. Hopefully. Fine, that's good.
Never mind.
I know I should have said never mind, but I should have said, but then again, the art gallery, he probably would have found something about the art gallery that was negative, because he seems to be that type of apparition. I can't wait to do something with you.
I know. I can't wait to not do something.
That isn't talking about myself. Sorry. Thank you. Why does he care about the rides? He isn't physical enough to use them. I think it's the anxiety talking, Soy. I mean, that's a good question, but I think it's his anxiety literally running rampant on him at the moment to where it's freaking him out. See you after we're done. Probably not. At this rate, Spooky Peter seems like the one we're going to go with. My spooky protege returns. What knowledge do you seek, protege? I want to know it all. I want it all, and I want it now. In time. A truly spooky ghost requires one thing. One thing above all else. Patience. Ooh, cliffhanger.
What's Spooky Peter? Or have you killed anyone?
Ooh, no, I think what Spooky Peter might be interesting.
Yeah.
Not much. Though I will say, I ain't so fond of beasts.
What kind?
Now, see, here's the thing. He said he was killed by the plague, but I'm kind of curious if this has something to do with how he died. What kind of beasts? The domesticates.
So cats.
Dogs.
And dogs.
Cats. parakeets, gerbils,
They don't think they
hounds, felines, Amora. That is one scary animal right there. Amora just absolutely puts fear into the heart of Spooky Peter. Spooky folk like me rely on a certain covertness.
They can sense them.
Yep,
And he doesn't like that.
yep. I can't just be all clanging about, announcing myself. That's not so spooky. Cats? They can sense Spooky Peter. They know I'm there. If I hide in the closet, they'll scritch and scratch at the door. Start yowling. Even run around in the dark. To wake the owners, I wager. Alright. It's trouble, let me tell you. A real impediment. Spooky Peter wheezes. Something's rattling around in there.
Ugh. How is a ghost breathing?
I don't know. You okay? Pay the rattle no mind. I died with it. When he died of the plague, there was probably something in his lungs and he took it with him when he died.
Which is why I was wondering if you shouldn't do, like, tell me about the plague.
It's fine. It stays with me. You ever been to the mirror world? What? The place beyond this. But the same as this.
Okay, so it's
You've seen it. So it's the reflection.
reflection in this world. That's
Yeah.
cool.
But always looking in.
Finally.
Ooh,
done.
the bell rings. Alright. If you fancy another lesson, come on by that edge of things. I'll show you around the other side. I like that. Maybe you think you'll like it, seeing it's another thing entirely. Some things spook even Spooky Peter. Alright, so that's Spooky Peter, ladies and gentlemen. Let's round of applause. Yay! I need to ask you a few questions. What? About Leon.
Leon?
Did Leon mention anything about robbing a bank? Yeah, let's get over with. Yes. I knew it! He said some weird things when he signed up. Things like, anyone got any lockpicking experience? I thought he was joking. I didn't get the joke.
What's
Well,
wrong with its head?
the ghosts are drawn in various ways. I guess it's trying to add something to the character. But that's normal for me. Did he try to recruit you? He tried. I saw the way he reacted during your turn. He left before we could speak. Yeah. He sure did. Trying to recruit bank robbers at a ghost speed dating event. My ghost speed dating event. I'm sorry about this, and I appreciate your time. I hope the rest of your dates are more stand-up than stick-up. But,
What does it mean to have a stand-up day?
it was a good one. That was a joke. I know. Oh. Well, thank you again for participating in this.
You're awkward.
Ghosts like you make it all worthwhile. Now, the question is there some way you can end up dating Fran later? That's my curiosity.
Yeah.
It's time to choose your date. It's safe to say Leon's out of the running. So our choice is Kyo.
Can you, if you chose to, like, not turn down...
I'm going with Spooky Peter. You
if
can choose.
If you chose to not turn him down, though...
I could actually go help him rob a bank, probably.
So you do have, like, choices that help change the outcome of the game?
Yes, you do.
Cool. I want to try this.
So we'll try Spooky Peter. You'll get your chance to try this.
Where is this on the...
It's on the Switch. You arrive for your date with Spooky Peter. A hall of mirrors at a roadside carnival. A clown's face, all smiles and menace, watches over the entrance. Welcome to my home.
Why are you at his home?
Inside are twisted corridors lined with mirrors. With only a slight reflection, it's especially disorienting to navigate these halls. Spooky Peter leads you to a specific mirror, taller than the others. The mirror's face is concave, as if to pull in everything around it. We are going into this mirror. Alright, let's go. Together, you step inside the mirror. Welcome to the Mirror World, or as it's known here, Drow Rorim Et. That's the Mirror World spelled backwards. Thank you, game. I did not get that. Do you see the eerie green? Yes, I see that. That's what happens when an image reflects itself. It takes on an eerie green. The more times a reflection is reflected, the greener it becomes. Just like this. Alright, that's pretty interesting. That is pretty green. There's actually a science behind that. I just want to do that to see what he says. Science has no bearing here. In the mirror world, the physical laws are upended. Am I really here? Or am I over here? Well, I mean, we're ghosts, we're dead. We could probably do that anyway. Or am I over here? Perhaps it is all of the above. Or even nowhere at all. Alright, that's pretty amazing. I thought you might be impressed. I practiced these skills for ages. Centuries. It's not easy being green. It's not easy being green. Now, come with me. The spooking hour approaches. That's 3 a.m., in case you're wondering. I know why 3 a.m., but I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. Only witches and sins are awake at 3. We seek neither. In a way, we are both. Weird ghost anteaters. Yes, ghost anteaters for days. Together, you and Spooky Peter, fly through the void, passing countless mirrors in reverse, each peering into a life still being lived. Each mirror in the living world is actually a door. Staring into one long enough in the dark, or saying a spirit's name 3 times, that's like knocking. After a short trip through oblivion, you arrive at a particularly decorative mirror. A splendid haunt. Spooky Peter leads you through the mirror glass into a long hall lined with bricks on one side. There are still boxes in the hall. The mirror you step through is propped up against the wall. At the far end is a massive kitchen with original marble tile that does well to hide its age. Paul is sleeping. Let's get to spooking. Spooky Peter leads you through the closed bedroom door where a man in his 20s is sound asleep on a mattress. He is snoring loudly. Spooky Peter floats to one shadowy corner by the open window, then motions for you to do the same. The curtain flaps over Peter's shadowy visage. He stands silently, hat bent slightly forward. ... He's just standing there. Should we shake the bed? Patience, protege. The aim is to be a presence, not a threat. Spooky Peter stands motionless for several minutes. Wait, no. 40 minutes. 40 minutes of doing nothing but standing there. Finally, he moves away from the corner. Watch, protege, as I tighten the knot. Spooky Peter sinks into the hardwood floor. The old wood lets out a loud creak, 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 as steady as a pulse. Paul is still snoring. Spooky Peter? I don't know. This isn't working, man. Peter moves into the ceiling and starts to scratch. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Like a raspy breaths. Like a raspy breaths. Man, I can't read. Paul is still snoring. Peter is starting to look annoyed. He floats over to Paul and peeks into his ear. Some sort of orange foam. It obstructs his ear. Oh, wow. It obstructs his ear canal. Hi, Inu. How are you this evening? Preventing him from earring us.
You should go to an ENT and get that cleaned out.
Yeah, he's got an obstruction of earwax. Again, I am thwarted by the progress of man. This is pointless. This is plenty. If you spook them right, they won't even know it. They'll just feel it vaguely. Make them look behind them. Run up the basement stairs. Anything more would be vulgar. Anything more would be irresponsible. You still have much to learn. Another day, perhaps. Spooky Peter leads you back into the hallway mirror. Back through the weird mirror world of his. A fractal realm on the dull side of the Tane. What he said. Eventually you reach the mirror that leads back to where you came in. Well, this is me. Thank you for your company. Alright, well this was fun. I am pleased. Before we return to the physical world, I should warn you. Time behaves differently in the mirror world. What may have felt like hours was in fact years. A decade has passed since we began this date. What? I speak in jest. It's barely been the length of a talkie. The look of fear on your face. Spooky Peter spooked you good. He tips his hat to say goodbye. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well. More dust falls off the brim. Guess I'll be seeing you. A breeze picks up and the rest of him blows away. Sorry about this one. Alright, so that was our date with Spooky Peter. I don't know quite how to make that. But we can visit the graveyard from here, and Spooky Peter is right here. Spooky Peter, Spirit of Malice, 1631 to 1665, cause of death, bubonic plague. Spooky Peter isn't his real name. It's one he was given by an author of famous, totally true ghost stories. Having been dead for centuries now, Spooky Peter is the oldest ghost at speed dating by a mile. In life, he worked as a doctor, which is why he looked like a plague doctor, notably treating victims during the last significant outbreaks of the plague in London. This disease would ultimately claim him. Okay, so we were right. He did look like a plague doctor. So we can start the game again and go on another date. Hello again. It's nice to see you. I'll just put your name down, and you can go right in. And so we've done the Room of Liars. Let's look at the Room of Palms, and let's see how that looks. Okay, guys? The Room of Palms. It looks like the basement of an old church. Faded linoleum floors. Spare walls with odd religious print, framed in peach-colored wood. On one side is a large open kitchen. Old refrigerators donated by the congregation hum and drip. This must be where the cabbage smell is coming from. Rows of long tables are set up for the next spaghetti supper. They work well enough for today's speed dating. Alright, let's go on some dates, guys. The bell rings, and a ghost appears. Hi there. Sup? I'm Riley. You're pretty hot for a ghost.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. Thanks? No problem, no problem. Isn't it cool we stayed the age we died? Makes dying young a little better.
So this is the shallow football player.
Yeah, apparently he died in a football-related accident, I'm assuming.
It would make sense with that.
So how did you die? Oh wow, so, long story. I was a wide receiver in high school. Got real good. When it came time for college, bam! Full scholarship. But football's rough. When you catch passes like I did, you take a lot of blows. After a while, I started getting headaches. Alright, so dude had a concussion. Probably had multiple concussions at this point. I'd get dizzy just standing up. But I kept on playing. Had to. I mean, these were my best years. Until one day, intracranial hematoma. So,
I was actually gonna ask to see if he was like hemorrhaging in his brain.
yeah, dude, yeah. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, now I'm here. And we get to meet. So it's not all bad. I try not to let how I died define me, even though you've got a football stuck in your head and you look like a serpent.
That's all you talk about too.
Yeah, so many ghosts have sad stories. I want to make the best of this. Have some fun. Be the best Riley I can be. It's just hard to figure out what that means. I wish ghosts didn't care so much about labels. It's just like when we were alive. Everyone's always telling me who I was, without bothering to learn who I am. So who are you? I'm still figuring that out. Okay, so what we have here is the case of a guy who was defined by what he did, and what he did was play football. And because that was all that he was defined by in death, he has no clue who or what he was. And that's a big thing. Without my division high receiving yards and all the cheering in the stands, who is Riley? Someone with heart. You have unfinished business is what this sounds like. Yeah, me and every other ghost. And he just left? The bell rings. He left before it rang. Oh snap! Halftime! Guess we call timeout. Let's keep this going in the second half. Woo boy. So we do literally have some weird football jock. But that's the first person. That's Riley. Another ghost appears. Hello, sunshine. The ghost takes a long drag of their cigarette. You mind lighting that candle for me? The smoke rises through their hollow frame, pumping out holes in their back. They let you smoke in here? I didn't ask. Won't make much difference now. My name's Vera. Oh, you're a woman? You're a woman? Okie dokie. That or the lady in smoke. Okay, so I did get the right voice for this one. I did. That's what the ghost hunters call me. Ghost? You look familiar. Maybe I just have one of those faces. A lot of ghosts. Sorry, that was Spooky Peter there. Sorry. A lot of ghosts. One scratchy voice to the other, kind of difficult. A lot of ghosts know me. Still too much Spooky Peter in that. For years now, I've haunted Vegas. Okay, so now it's gone from whatever I was in the beginning to like they have one of those little voice modulators. I'm not a voice actor, I'm just playing around. The glitzier condominiums on the strip obnoxious houses behind gates. I wake up. Rich fools at night. Shrouded in gray smoke. Am I that annoying right now? I hope I don't sound that bad right now. Oh, by the way, before anyone thinks, I actually have an uncle who has one of these. He had his voice box taken out because of throat cancer. And so I used to, when I was little, I liked to play around with it's like the little motorized voice box. It was this little, you pushed a button and held it to your throat, and your voice vibrated, and I thought that was the greatest thing ever as a child. So that's what I'm going with here. Jangling pennies, wailing, pay the price, jump like that. Okay, why the rich? They've usually done something bad, something no one knows. One look at me pulls it out of them. You should see the looks they give me. You actually don't look that scary. Can I get a voice box, Mommy? Actually, I did want one of those when I was a small child. I literally, at one point, I absconded with his voice box, and I got a spanking for it because, my family found me, with it up against my throat, playing with it, talking and giggling. So, yeah. You don't look that scary to me. You just look annoying. I'm not in my costume. With the black veil and the smoke effects. Trust me, it works. How do you make the smoke? How do you think? I was always a Vegas gal. Not the dancing type, mind you. More the type to pull slots and fix things for my scumbag boss. I was an executive assistant to this big shot casino owner. I bet you're buried out in the desert somewhere. This was back in the boom. Everyone moved in post. Okay, this is after World War II, apparently. Or after, somewhere around World War I, World War II, where this occurred. By the early 50s, so that would be Second World War, I think. It was a wonderland. My boss was a real piece of work. Balding, bad suits, always eating peanuts, tossing back rye. I'm assuming that means drinking? He was obsessed with money. Got it any way he could, and never let it go. No one liked him, but plenty feared him. Last time I made a voice like this, I ate an Arby's sandwich. It was my job to keep his sins quiet. Anyway, that's me. What brings you to this thing? Cling, 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 cling. Oh, actually, I get to go there. I was lonely. I hear ya. I'm about as lonely as a lost shoe. Just as useless, too. You get used to it. Also, you never get used to it. Okay. We can be lonely together. Whoa, there. Ease up on the throttle. We just met. Not that I don't appreciate the thought. Alright, so that's, Vera. Guess that's the bell. We'll have to pick this up later. See ya. I don't know if I can hold that voice up. Another ghost appears. What? Hello there. Hey. Hi. I'm Stephanie. Good voice for that character. Muda's 20 crunches crap. Alright, hold on. I actually have to live up to this. Curse you, Jay. Alright, 20 crunches, a good voice. Give me a moment. Alright. Alright. I'm on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, 20 crunches. 20 crunches done. Alright. That is literally something I have in there. I need to start working out again. Okay. I'm Stephanie. Alright. But you can call me... I'm glad Steph's not here. Glad I have a lot of points. Oh, joy of joys. Everybody does. Hi, Steph. Hi. I'm nervous. Okay, yeah, alright, hold on. I gotta grab a bottle of water, because I don't have one of those. Okay. I'm getting water. Oh. Alright. And we've gotten in some water. Oh. Alright. I'm nervous. I've never done anything like this before. I spent like an hour putting my face on this morning. Yes, this is speed dating for ghosts. Putting her face on. Moo, did you see the list of games I had? No, I didn't. Let me know where they're at, and I will check them out. I feel you'd pick up a few of them. Yeah, let me know where they're listed at, and I will take a look at them. Okay? You look nice. Thank you. That's sweet of you to say. So what brings you to speed dating? I've been single for a while. At first, it was great. I did what I wanted to. Taught myself some Japanese. Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Played my clarinet every day without fail. Allowed myself time to get to know the real me. Yeah, I'll DM them to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But after a while, the silence gets to you. My cat only says so much. But aren't you dead? Tell me about your cat. Clarence. After the angel. But he's more of a demon. Especially around food. You know how most cats have this pleasant meow? Almost a mew? Clarence wails and whines, all raspy like he's dying. Or dead. You probably think I'm so weird. I like her, pick her. I try not to judge. I think that's impossible. The first time we see one another, the first impression, or the first time we hear each other speak, those moments set the tone. Everything else is either validating that initial impression, or trying to subvert it. We actually have another round after this, where we get to see the first three that we saw all over again. Do I make a good first impression? You're interesting, at least. In the good way. There's nothing worse than meeting someone and running out of things to say. After like 10 minutes. That's why I'm here. There's no time to get bored. If you do, it's almost impressive. So let's talk about Japanese. I thought I'd pick it up easily, since it's so far removed from English. There's such an art to drawing the characters. But there are so many. First you learn hiragana. Those are the basic characters for sounds. Then katakana. I hope I'm pronouncing these right. If not, my bad. For words taken from other languages. By the time I learned all those, I thought I was getting pretty good. Then came kanji. There are thousands of kanji characters. It's overwhelming. Well, you have an eternity to learn, or you can always visit Japan. I'd love to. It would help to be immersed like that. It's just hard to find them. You're dead, you don't need... Actually, we were talking to a guy... I pronounced him properly, that makes me feel good. We were talking to a guy earlier by the name of Leon. He might help you find money. But there is the whole you're dead thing. You could sneak on a plane. Ha! Ha! That's pretty much impossible. How would I get there secure? You're dead! And they have assigned seats? It's easy when you're a ghost. If only. Sometimes I wish I was... Oh. Okay. So that's the weird quirk with this one. Steph has no idea she's dead. Like, not dead. That would be terrible. But a ghost? All ephemeral and timeless. I hate to break it to you, but you are a ghost. Uh-huh? We're dead, Steph. Wait. What? What do you mean? No, wait. The bell can't be ringing yet. I don't understand. We're dead? Did I die? Am I a ghost? Goodbye. And so we have to go back through the rounds again where we get to meet, I think Riley is the first. Yes, here's Riley again. Thup. I'm Riley again. Ha ha. So, like, what should we talk about now? Got any dating tips? Dating tips, huh? I'm only a player on the field. Hoffit loves no game for me. I just try to be real and ask the same of others. It's pretty simple, actually. Oh, Dad, you're actually smarter than you... Ooh, I give it credit. I like you, Riley. I like you, too. Wait, what, that quickly? That was really fast. So, like, I was thinking, it might be fun to see a game together. My old team's playing our state rivals. It's been a while since I've checked in on them. Alright, sure, I'd like that. So, we can meet Riley after this. He'll pick us up in his ghost car. It's a convertible. Of course it is. Even when I'm dead, I know how to live. That went by so much faster than I expected. It was just like cling clong. Oh no, not this again. Hello again, sunshine. Good to see you back around. Oh. Kind of sound like Krusty the Clown there. We already talked a bit about how I lived. The Vegas life. My crooked casino boss. I'd like to tell you about how I died. Alright, let's go for it. It's speed dating. Might as well lay my cards out. One day, in 1954, the casino rang me up. A voice, the boss's son, said they were out of clean shirts. That's gotta be code for something. It was maybe 6 a.m. The sun wasn't up yet. I dropped my girl off at the sitter and rushed over to the casino. You had a daughter? By this point, He had me trapped. I knew all his secrets, and he knew mine. If I left, who knows what he'd do. Oh wow, this is getting dark. I didn't mind dying, but I had a kid to think about. The casino front doors were locked. The doors were never locked. Security let me in, and he led me to the blackjack tables, where my boss was waiting, dead on the floor, blood soaking into the burgundy carpet. Where was his son? Standing next to his pops. He smiled when he saw me. "You'll make this go away," he said. I nodded. Two guys, bigger than horses, stepped up behind me. They loaded my dead boss into the trunk of a black car. One of them drove. The other made sure to sit with me in the back seat. Did you know these men? No. All their toughs looked the same. Not exactly something I mentioned during speed dating. Well, you're dead, so this is probably like common speech during these things. I swear they worked a year and then got put down. That sounds about right. Like my boss had been put down. I kept thinking about where this put me. When we got to the desert, would they bury me too? But they didn't. I watched as my boss, friend to the mayor, a builder, a legend, got what he deserved. A hole in the sand. Your girl was at the sitter? And she stayed there. Oh, I wasn't about to pick her up. At least not until things cooled down. So how did you die? I went home alone. Locked all the doors and windows. Turned off all the lights. And waited. Nothing happened until I nodded off. I woke to an intense heat. Took a deep breath, sucking in hot, black smoke. My lungs felt like they were burning. I couldn't see. They burned my home down. After making sure I was inside. What about your kid? I made sure she was taken care of. Had a bunch of money stashed away. My brother in Tulsa took her in. For a long time. I couldn't bear to see her. And by the time I was ready, I couldn't find her. I can't even tell you if she's still alive. Cling, 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 cling. Sorry this got so grim. After this is all over, maybe we can grab a drink and try not to let the past haunt us, even for just an hour. Okay, so that's another possibility. And finally, we have Steph, who is probably still freaking out at the moment. So, wait. We're actually totally 100% dead? Yes. As in afterlife? The afterlife? Yes. So, you're a ghost, and I'm a ghost? That's why it's speed dating for ghosts. I thought that was strange, but then I just figured Ghost was ironic or something. Maybe slang. For people who are a little bit out of it. I'm a little out of it. Right now especially. I know it's hard to believe. It is hard to believe. I mean, really. Seriously. There's no such thing as ghosts. You seem pretty real. Are you all just pulling my leg? Is this a prank show? One of these hidden camera things? By the way, that means her cat is literally dying right now. Because Clarence, her cat, based on the angel, is always trying to get food. He literally may be dying at the moment. And that's kind of a weird thought now that it's clicked in my head. I can see right through your weird monster makeup. This is no costume. So if this isn't the show, then what? A dream? Is this some messed up dream? If that's what it is, I should be able to wake myself up. By, like, screaming or something. I'm not screaming, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and let you all know that right now. I'm not screaming. That usually works. I mean, please don't. Sorry, Dream Ghost. It's time for this water skier to wake up. Okay, it screamed for me, so that works. I am not about to have my wife, like, murder me for just trying to scream with that voice. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. Nothing happened. Do you feel any better? I still feel alive. Just, like, disassociated. Like this world is going on without me. It's a familiar feeling. Oh boy. I felt it a lot when I was alive too. What was your life like? It was difficult. Except not really. Mostly life was pretty good. Good parents? Good job? Good parents, for sure. There was really only one thing wrong with them. Please don't get dark. Please don't get dark. Please don't get dark. They were cooler than me. Okay, so we're not at a dark place yet. I'm afraid of that, though. When I was born, they were in their early 20s. They were into all this weird music. I'd see movies about ballet school witches. I remember that movie. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But Obscura, I think is what she's talking about. I think that's the name. Maybe. I think it's Obscura. I could be completely wrong about it. But there was a remake of the movie made not too long ago. It was in the 70s, and there was a remake. And fantastic planets that were just creepy. My dad even smoked alternative cigarettes. Meanwhile, I was that dork with the puzzles, learning languages for fun. My parents were excited when I joined band. They thought it would help me make friends. Mostly, I just liked to practice alone in my room. Didn't you get lonely? Everyone asked loners that. Some people like to be alone. It's easier to keep a handle on things. Especially when things start to go wrong. I'm giving her Kiyo's voice, but it's fine. And holy did things go wrong in my life. A reoccurring theme with ghosts. Well, what happened to you? This is hard to talk about. I had cancer, which would explain why she looks the way she does. Apparently, death, when people die, their bodies look a lot like what killed them. I've been noticing that theme in the game. A brain tumor. It was bad. Diagnosed a week after my 19th birthday. I started getting headaches and feeling confused about things. things would just look wrong, out of place. It's hard to describe. What was the treatment like? It was rough. Radiation, chemo, so much chemo. They said it was aggressive. They said they had to be aggressive. Eventually, the symptoms subsided. It seemed like they zapped it. Told me I was progression-free. Whatever that means. I was allowed to go back to school, but I didn't. I retreated to my room. After so much time facing death, I had a lot of trouble facing people. Funny, huh? Now I'm facing death and people. Wow, there's the bell. I guess it's back out into the world now. I have a lot to figure out. It was nice to meet you. Thanks for helping me talk this out. Steph leaves the room. If you hurry, you could catch up to her. See if she'd like to talk some more. Then again, a date with a ghost like Steph might not be the most exciting. She's no football hunk, nor is she the infamous Lady in Smoke. But the game is kind of like pushing me towards Steph, and frankly, out of the three, I think I'm going to go with Steph simply because of the fact that I feel like she needs someone to help her face this. And I think that's the more interesting one of the three at the moment. And that's just, my choice right now, my thought. So let's run after Steph. You catch up with Steph. She looks surprised to see you. You think it's hard to tell with the mask. Hey, what's up? Is everything okay? Where are you going? Home, I think. I'm not really sure. Why? Where are you going? Let's try the symphony and see. Normally, I'd love to see the symphony. For all the years I've played clarinet, I've never actually seen a professional orchestra. Another time, though, maybe we could just walk around. Maybe find a nice park. Okay, well, that's fine. Talk a bit. A heavy layer of snow has claimed the trees and buried the grass nearby. Please don't tell me I made a mistake. A cobblestone walking trail twists around the edge of a lake. You pass an old ghost sitting on a bench, tossing nothing on the ground but still going through the motions. The ghosts of geese gather around him anyway, acting out a ritual that no longer serves any purpose. This is all still so confusing. You must have a lot of questions. I really, really do. Were you this lost when you died? For a while, yes. How did you figure things out? Still figuring things out. Dying's not a simple thing. I just feel like I spent years on a puzzle, only to realize I'm missing pieces. They're gone. I'll never finish. And now, what do I do? Do I take the puzzle apart? Be proud that I did what I could? It's still an accomplishment, I guess. But now what? What do we even do as ghosts? Do we get jobs? What's the point of anything? You can scare people, you can help people, you can linger. Well, what if you help people? I guess we have powers. We can manipulate things, right? That's up to you. When you're little, everyone asks, what do you want to be when you grow up? Now it's like, what do you want to be when you die? It's too much pressure. I gotta learn how to walk again before I figure out where to go. You have a lot of options. I keep thinking about all the things I can't do now. Eat, drink. I could go for a milkshake right now. Vanilla. With a slice of apple pie. But I guess I won't taste it. There's no point in eating. So then I just want to play my clarinet. But I can't do that either. But you can do so much more. At least I can still do puzzles. And finish learning Japanese. I think I'm ready to take my mask off. You've got this. If you say so. How do I look? Beautiful. Thanks for lying to me. And thanks for the talk. It helped me a lot. We should do this again sometime. I'd like that. It's hard to be a ghost. But Steph seems like she'll be alright. What's next for you, though? I think we're going to go on another date in just a moment. Because I think we've got time for one more date, and then we will call this a stream. Let's visit the graveyard, though, and let's look at Stephanie's grave. Stephanie, Spirit of Denial. Years alive, 1983 to 2004. Cause of death, brain cancer. It took Steph a while to realize she was dead. If you beat cancer, it can be hard to accept when it comes back with a vengeance. Though the disease ultimately took her life, it could not take her spirit. Now Steph begins a new chapter, overwhelmed by the potential death affords. Alright, so we've seen Spooky Peter, we've seen Stephanie, and it looks like there are a lot of options we could get, so I'm kind of curious. Let's start again, and we'll pick a different room. Well, hello again! It's nice to meet you. Just put your name down, and you can go right in. Alright, the only room we haven't seen is the Room of Black, so we'll go there. I've seen it, but you guys haven't. And let's see what spirits we see. I'm kind of curious if we're going to see different spirits than what I saw last time. The Room of Black isn't really a room at all. It's more of a garden courtyard. The sun beats down as you squint to see what's growing. Rows upon rows of yellow and brown plants, drying and rotting in the sun. What fruit these plants produced shriveled on the vine. But there's a peace to this place. The crickets are chirping, and well beyond the garden, a train passes. You sit at a table opposite an empty chair. There's the bell. The bell rings and a ghost appears. Ah, it's this guy again. Okay. So, it looks like I'm going to see the same ghost I saw last time, which is slightly disappointing, but it is what it is. I'm a ghost. Ooh. I'm gonna go ooh right back. Lol. Wait! Lol! Isn't it great being dead? You know, I'd rather be alive, but, yeah. You'd rather be alive? Actually? That's so sad. Being dead is the best way to live. I'm Drea. I'm, like, dead, obviously. I'm gonna see if I can turn this into, like, Snake's voice. Like, totally, ha. Nice to meet you, Drea. I'm also, like, dead. Go figure. Let's be dead together. Alright, so how did you die? Yeah, no. You don't want to know that. Besides, you're asking a ghost how they died? That's boring. Ask something else. Something not boring. Okay, what do you do for fun? I haunt places. Like, actually scare people. Nothing too mean. Just, like, flicker lights off and on, move stuff around so it floats, push people downstairs, you know, ghost stuff. Fun! I don't know as far as what kind of ghost stuff you're into, but pushing people downstairs to me seems like a very creepy thing to do. That all sounds amazing. Even the stair thing? Of course not. Okay, good. Because I was, like, getting around about that last one. Drea looks around. Man, look at this place. Only ghosts think a rotting garden is a good place to pick up. And yet, you're here. Well, yeah, I'm here. Ever tried dating ghosts in the wild? They all just contort and wail, and not in the good way. My ex was a nightmare. I assume you mean a literal nightmare. I've gone out with all kinds. Pretty girls in dresses, who carry their own heads. A shadow who refused to let me look directly at him. Being dead is great. It's all the... it's the other dead people that kill me. That's kind of blunt. I'm still not used to any of this. When I was alive, I loved jokes about dying. Life sucked. Jerks everywhere. Never enough money. The jerks got all the money. I'd be all, the best way to die is now, or before death does me in. It should at least buy me dinner. Jokes, you know? But now that I'm dead, it just feels right. Like, maybe it was meant to be. Which I guess makes sense, since we all die in junk. Man, that was fast. The bell rings. Antler Ghost rang that bell thing. That means we change places. See you in a bit. Alright, so that's the first ghost there. Another ghost appears. It's a dust cloud. Oh, hello there, dearie. I'm Hattie. You'll have to forgive me. I'm a little shy. It's just so nice to get out of the home. To see a new face. The home? I haunt the old folks' home, where I died. Queen's Mary. It's not a nice place to live, let alone die. Few nursing homes are. The nurses do their best, but they're short-staffed. The residents are frequently neglected. To make Queen Mary's a little better, that is my mission in death. You can haunt anywhere, though. Oh, no, dearie. Queen Mary's is where I need to be. I can't imagine where the residents would be without me. Tucking them in at night, whispering hope in their ears. There is more, I say. Just you wait. It's a very bad accent I've got going on here, but I don't care. That's nice. I never thought death would be like this. As ghosts, we have power over the living, whether they know it or not. We have to use the power for good. That sounds good. Now that you're dead, what do you do with your time? I'm still figuring that out. We're going to run with that. So far, I have gone on a date with an evil person who I don't know quite well how that date went, and we helped Steph cope with being dead. So I'm still figuring that out. It's strange being dead. There's a Bible verse I think about sometimes. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown into hell, where the worms that eat them do not die, and the fire is not quenched. I still have both my eyes, but what I see isn't like hell. Well, hell is other people, maybe. I've heard that. I don't believe it. I can't imagine anything worse than being alone. ... were you alone when you were alive? No, I had a partner, Milton. last name Bradley. He's still alive, actually. A resident at the home. Well, that's the end of that. The bell rings. Oh, I guess that's our time. I suppose I will see you again when I come back around. Thank you for the talk. Okie dokie. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and prepare you guys. If you think that everything was freaky up to this point, have fun. ... The ghost says nothing, only stares. ... Stare back. ... Not exactly something I'd mention during... Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of things I don't know I'd mention during speed dating. The ghost eyes narrow. Narrow your eyes. ... The ghost opens their mouth wide. Wider. The sides begin to crack and tear. Inside smells so foul, musty and sour, like rotting peaches. The ghost lets out a guttural cry, low and lonely. The other ghosts in the room are all looking at you. Stand your ground. You are not like the others. Say the same about you. I am a vengeful spirit, not unique among ghosts. Just perhaps among these ghosts. Oh, what brings vengeance to speed dating? I was more. I was a man, an accountant, Gary. That name sounds wrong now. Silly. Common. Gary liked the patter of rain, baseball games, and decaffeinated tea. Well, what happened to Gary? The ghost's eyes grow wide. He breathes in deeply, remembering something horrible. What's wrong? The knife. I still feel the blade. The life draining out. Emptied. An empty space where once there was something. Now, cobwebs. A draft. I'm so sorry, Gary. Do not be sorry. Gary is gone. The bell rings. Your time with Gary is over. He lifts up his fragile frame and shambles over to the next table. What is he looking for? The second round begins. Alright, time to get my snake voice in. Everybody's so flipping gloomy here. I keep thinking, who died? No. Everyone died. Or we could liven it up. Oh man. Okay. Like a prank? Or maybe we try to scare the other ghosts? Who haunts the haunters or something? They seem hard to spook. You're probably right. That one ghost especially. Hattie? That's the one. She looks like a snowball. Horrifying. I did see a panicky little ghost. They went into another room. That would be Keo that we met earlier. If only they were here. Man, we should just go haunting. Freak out some flesh bags. Give them something to be afraid of. I'd like that. Cool. I don't meet a lot of ghosts like you. Nice ones, I mean. Usually I pal around with other poltergeists. So, you actually like that I'm nice? I mean, why not? It's not like nice is all you are. Nice is a bonus for me. Personality quirk or whatever. Nice is more than a quirk, either way. You actually seem to care, like, about what I have to say. You're different from the others. Most of my friends, all they care about is a good time. Not that that's bad. My friend Beck likes to make corpses wink at morticians. And open casket funerals. Allison haunts an airport hotel. Guess she likes to watch weird people. I just hang out. Go to the shows. Terrorize this normie couple I know. Rich types who moved into my old house. Actually put up a plaque that says live, laugh, love. Blech. So you're bored? Yeah, I guess. I sort of wasted my life. I don't want to waste my death. I want to meet ghosts who aren't like me. I'm sick of doing the same things. But then I actually remember I like doing those things. I really just want to share them with someone new. I know I probably sound pathetic. Sure do. The bell rings. Already? This was okay. Come find me after. We'll do something. Exactly what you have in mind? You'll see. So we have one asking for a date. Right there. Oh, hello again, dearie. Let's see if I can do this voice. Who's the speed dating? I can't do her voice now. Oh, Saint Specora. See if I can get the voice to go. Okay, whatever. How's the speed dating going? I can't get the voice done again. Is it everything you hoped it would be? You're my favorite so far. There's no need for flattery. We're already getting along fine. Oh, there we go. There's something different about you. A light. I can literally see it glowing in there. In your guts. It's because I blew up. Don't just let it go to your head. Dying has shown me there's still a lot to learn. Always something new worth knowing. Hattie looks at the ground rotting around you. Do you like gardening? Sure, I love gardening. For the sake of this, I love gardening. I never much cared for flowers. They're beautiful. But they sure don't last. Vegetables are where it's at. I love ones that grow like the dickens. Squash, snap peas, spaghetti squash vines are thick and sharp. They will choke other plants if you're not careful. How about spinach? Spinach is a fun one. If you stay on top of harvesting the baby leaves, a plant will produce for months. But if you neglect it, spinach will run wild and grow bitter. Now that we're ghosts, I know we don't need to eat. I still like to grow food. Help something live, you know? That was fast. Oh, there's the bell. I'm due at the nursing home tomorrow. I'll be honored if you'd join me. It's not as exciting a date as other ghosts might offer, but it has its rewards. Someone dear to me is taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid he only has a few days left. I want to make sure he knows they won't be his last. It sounds wonderful. I'm pleased that you agree. I'll meet you at Queen Mary's at 7 a.m. Sorry if that's a little early. I'm my best self before noon. Hattie floats over to the next table. She looks back and smiles. Ooh. Why are you sorry? You died horribly. It was not your fault. So whose fault was it? I want to remember. I ache simply trying. I only recall slivers of my last moments alive. Emotions. Work. A shadow along the wall. I know these memories are important. I do not know how they fit together. Well, tell me about the shadow. The shadow was long, dark, but familiar. It crept along the wall. It crept through the office as we worked at night. It came for me. It has a name. Why can't I remember its name? Gary's eyes looked so threatening when you first met him. Now they look sort of sad. Maybe we should go to your old office. I haven't been back. As much as there's something drawing me to that place, there's more pushing me away. I'll be by your side, sentimental, and yet, knowing I will not do this alone, it helps. I still feel the blade, the life draining out. Join me after the final bell. Together, we will discover why. The bell rings. Gary left a strange transit map behind. Routes you've never seen. A certain stop is circled. I think we're going to go with Gary on this one because I've actually seen Hattie's. And not to say because I'll probably do this again at some random time during Halloween. Because there's more people than just these 9 that we've seen. And I want us all to be able to see them together. So we'll probably do this again soon. Potentially next week. You arrive at the bus stop where Gary asked to meet. The last bus went by hours ago. Still, there are other ghosts, waiting for something. One natters to herself like a squirrel. Another is on the ground, arms around his knees, rocking back and forth. The third ghost has his back turned, staring silently into the darkness. It's Gary. He has a bow tie. Oh, he is wearing a bow tie. Okay, I didn't see that. I wore a bow tie. You look nice. I wish to look respectable. One must look respectable when meeting one's end, even for the second time. Also, I thought you would like it. I love it. Gary smiles. Briefly. We are going to the place where I died. The office where I worked as an accountant. Under the tracks. Oh! Where the trains grind and the walls shake. The dead end of a crooked drive. Okay, so when you were an accountant, you were probably an accountant for like a mob boss or something. Sounds spooky. Yes. Spooky. A dim purple light washes over Gary's face. The dead of night bus has arrived. This bus is not sanctioned by any city. Its driver is a wisp, a fragment of a broken spirit, trained to perform repetitive tasks. You and the other ghosts get on the bus. There is no fare. You've all paid the price. The office is just as I remember it. I sat in that corner. Accounting is not thrilling work, but it can be exceptionally busy. The papers on Gary's old desk are The papers on Gary's old desk are carefully stacked. It seems he liked to keep things orderly. My partner's desk. Always a mess. Papers and rotting food cover every inch of this other desk. Service. Beg your pardon? Service was my partner. Service Gelk. Or Gelky. What was he like? I worked with the man for 16 years. At first for a bank. We were miserable, so we struck out on our own. Gary sits at Service's desk. He turns on the desk lamp to get a better look at the papers. Was he a friend? He was a thief. The green and gold lamp collecting dust on Service's desk cast a long shadow. The shadow begins to move. It creeps along the wall until it hangs squarely over Gary. He was telling our clients they owed money. Money they did not owe. He would pocket it for himself. Small amounts, so I would not notice. But even the small numbers do not add up. Gary struggles to stand. He seems troubled by something. When I confronted him, there was a fight. In this room? Yes. I killed him. Uh-oh. Oh. I still feel the blade. The knife in my hand. I looked for gloves. Bleach. I found them. But I could not hide what I'd done. Instead, I called the police. Sitting quietly in the dark, I waited for them to arrive. When the officers knocked on the door, I was so scared. They warned me, but I couldn't let go of the weapon. Frozen in place, right there in our office. They shot me where I stood. Okay, so we found the dark one. We found the dark one. I died here. Same as Service. How to respond to this one? You're a monster, you didn't mean to, at least you know. I am haunted by an act of vengeance, not the need for it. I am sorry for bringing you here. I am sorry I am not good. You're a good ghost, Gary. I am not. But now that I know what I have done, I will carry it with me. Atone. Perhaps then I will be good. A good ghost. Gary is gone. The office is darker now. On the wall, you see a portrait. 2 smiling men. Service and Gary. The day they opened their firm. The office begins to shake as the first train of the day rolls by overhead. But the picture stays fixed to the wall. Alrighty then, that was a thing. And so we have Gary. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And on top of that, we also have 1, 2, 3, 4 ghosts here. So it's like, I'm kind of curious as to how this goes. Let's look at Gary, Spirit of Vengeance. Alive 1961 to 2016. Cause of death, gunshot wound to the chest. Gary worked hard to live a noble life. He saw money as the root of most problems, and his accounting practice as a way to help people live with a little less worry. While Gary kept few friends, those who knew him cherished his honesty and quiet humor. A college roommate once affectionately described him as a bran muffin, hold the butter. After discovering his business partner was stealing from clients, Gary accidentally killed him and was shot by police responding to the scene. Alright, so I'm going to let this be a stream. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I'm going to leave it up to everybody to, if we want to keep doing this on stream. If not, we won't. I'm kind of curious about the other dates, and I am curious about other ghosts, because again, like, you go to the beach, And there are 4 here, and I'm very curious about the one that is shaped like a bone, to be honest with you. The one that's shaped like a bone, and the one that basically looks like it's a pagan ritual in action. And so what I'll do is I will put up a vote probably in my Discord channel, and we'll see if people want to keep watching this. If not, then I'll go through it and kind of go from there. But I want to say thank you to everyone who joined me. We had Bubba James, Soy Bomb, Inu, and Jay, and anyone else that might have joined. I want to say thank you for joining us this evening, and I hope you all have a great night. Have a good one. Bye, guys.